Well, I think we've had enough talk. It's time for the main event.
Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the YouTube GOAT of the Main Event Network. Of course, that's the higher-ups' words, not mine. The often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. Yes, that is a bit of a hashtag humble brag. When the bosses call you the YouTube GOAT, you got all hashtag humble brag rights to go about that. But yes, Tim Vish here to go over Vicious Rants, with this episode going over Monday Night Raw in Indianapolis, Indiana. And folks, before we do, want to emphasize again, first things first, thank you to the most recent new subscribers to the channel. However, like I said before, we are running a contest. We hit 300 before SummerSlam, and you show me that you have subscribed. You show me you subscribed on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. Folks, I will personally, out of my own pocket, not only purchase a shirt from the Vicious Rant store, but I will also send it out to you at no charge to you. All you have to do is just take a snap, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the YouTube feed, take a snapshot showing you subbed, tag at Tim Vicious, and show me that screenshot, and you're in the drawing. I've seen multiple new subscribers recently. Nobody's making any kind of notice to it though. Folks, as I am thankful for the subscribers, I honest to goodness truly am, but what I'm saying is, I want to show that thanks by sending out a gift to one. So please, someone, anyone that is doing this and wants to actually win a free t-shirt at no cost to them, you don't even have to give me your personal address. All you got to do is just say, hey, send it to this place, and I'll pick it up. You know, that's simple. Easy peasy. Now, with that said, now that I'm done going over that, folks, let's switch gears and talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. Well, it started out with one CM Punk being out entering the ring, and I know a lot of y'all are wondering, well, I thought he was Monday Night Raw guy. Well, he is. However, it's SmackDown, and they're in Chicago. So it would make sense to have their biggest Chicago draw in Chicago. You know? I mean, it just makes sense. Especially after the fallout from Clash at the Castle. So, Punk is out there. First things first, he addresses Drew, talking about on how Drew said he quits, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Then, oh, it was so beautiful. Mein Savior, Paul Heyman, comes out, addresses Punk. They embrace. Oh, so loving and touching. Almost seen it a 90s power love ballad to go in the background, like, oh, it's so good to see you again. I missed you, my friend. It was like one of those kind of moments. But Paul's out there. You are one of the best. You are the best in the world at what you do. But I implore you, please, please leave. Leave the arena. Leave Chicago now. Because if not, the bloodline will come for you. This is not the bloodline you knew before. These are savages. These are criminals. These are men who are not afraid to go outside of the law. I am doing this favor for you, and all I ask is you do one simple favor for me in return. Please do this for me. And Punk just kind of looks. So you're saying that the Bloodline's gonna jump me in Chicago, and then he starts going and throwing out shade at the Bloodline, which then brings out Solo and Tama Tonga and the Tongans, and then they wind up. And then Solo gives him an ultimatum: you can either acknowledge me as your tribal chief and acknowledge the Bloodline, or we make you leave. Well, when you put it like that, Solo, I acknowledge you're not the Bloodline. I acknowledge the fact that what I see are a couple of Uso wannabes. And I acknowledge the fact that you are nothing more but a wannabe cosplaying tribal chief. And Solo just gets his pissed off, calm but mad look on his face. Get him. Then they get into the ring. There's a big stare down. Them three, Punk. And before that happened, I do need to mention, Punk looked over at Paul. Paul, yes, that favor you wanted. What was it? Paul just creeps over and you could see a tear running down his eye. Take me with you? And just, oh my God. Excuse me. I swear, if Paul Heyman did not go into wrestling and he went into acting, I know he did a stint and he had a small cameo in Rollerball, but I know if he would have did more acting outside of that one little cameo in it, man, I swear he'd have a wall of Oscars for on how good of an actor he can be. But either way, then the whole cosplay, fake tribal chief, get him bit happened. And then there was the stare down. Then Cody shows up out of nowhere with a baseball bat in hand, hands one to Punk, and they're just like, all right, come on. You want to go? Let's go. Come on. So it's just like, nah, boys. Let's go. Back it off. Give him the room. Cody then gets a mic because he's still pissed off about the beatdown the Bloodline gave him at Clash at the Castle. And he says point blank, Solo, let's finish this tonight. You, me, one-on-one. Solo then just looks, alright, you're on. So, we'll just skip forward to that part now. Solo and Cody, they go to have theirs. And next thing you know, the Tongans jump in. Randy and KO stop them. And then all three are cornering Solo. Solo's backed into a corner. Whoa, wait. And then he just gets this evil grin on his face. Like a, gotcha. Next thing you know, boom! They're taken out. Surprise out of nowhere by the Samoan werewolf himself, Jacob Fatu. He showed up out of nowhere and folks, here's the truth. If you have not seen Jacob Fatu's work, pause this show. The second I'm done explaining this to you, pause this. Go type in Jacob Fatu versus, and then literally look up anything he did. He is a fucking badass. Like legit. He's a badass. And his stuff in MLW was one of the main reasons why I fucking loved watching MLW. You know? Like, if you did not see Jacob Fatu versus Hammerstone, just, woof. Man, you didn't know what you were missing. You want to talk about big meaty men? Wow. But either way, Jacob Fatu clears out house. And then next thing you know, he murks everyone, takes out Cody, lays him out on the announce table, goes from the top rope onto the ring, onto the announce table, splashes him. Table implodes. They show, and then SmackDown ends with the Bloodline standing tall with the newest member, and Jacob is set to be anointed into the Bloodline this Friday coming up in Madison, as the Iron Sheik would say, baby, in the Madison Square Gardens. So, with that said, the other big highlights from SmackDown had a women's Money in the Bank qualifying match. It was Bianca Belair, Mia Yim, and Chelsea Green. Much to the surprise of pretty much everyone, Chelsea got the win, and I'm not gonna lie. If you you look at the. I didn't expect Chelsea. I'm happily surprised Chelsea won. I'm not saying that as a negative way, like, oh my god, she won, why? Like, no, I'm legitimately surprised in a good way she did. Because you look at the winners of all of these upcoming Money in the Bank matches for the guys and gals. Man, you're going to see a whole lot of, well, I didn't see that comings. You know? Then we had a segment where DIY was talking to A-Town Down Under, and then next thing all you could hear was beatings like that up against like a garage gate, and you see the gate open, you see Punk laying there on the ground all bloodied and beaten, and then as the gate opens up fully, you see who's standing on top of him, above him. Drew fucking McIntyre. Looking all sorts of mad. Picks him up over his shoulders, just like, yeah, watch this, I'm gonna carry this motherfucker out. Walks out, carries him all the way from that point out to the entry ramp, and then just drops him for the camera to zoom in and see Punk's face looking all beaten and bloodied. And then you see all the agents, refs, and Nick Aldis pulling Drew away. Aldis getting in Drew's face, and you just see Drew, boom, shove Nick Aldis, and Aldis just looking like, motherfucker, I am not afraid to get out of retirement to beat your ass. Which I would absolutely love to see Nick Aldis get a chance to work in the WWE ring. I just think that'd be great. But that's me. Back to the point at hand, though. After that, Drew left, they loaded Punk on an ambulance, took him out. Now, the big takeaway from this more than anything was not the Drew thing for me, wasn't Punk being beaten up. It was a small little detail, and again, it's what I've said this before. It takes 100 little details to help make the bigger picture. Another little Vinceism that you notice is no longer there. The commentators on TV said Punk got loaded onto an ambulance and was taken to a hospital. Now they didn't say what one for obvious reasons, but they said hospital as opposed to a medical facility. So, yeah, that's a Vinceism that they took out. Like, okay, you got two guys on the same show that have the same name, and now we have hospitals as opposed to medical facilities? Well, okay. Yeah. Then we had men's Money in the Bank qualifier. We had Tama Tonga, Carmelo Hayes, and Randy Orton in that match. And Tama's orders were plain and simple. His orders weren't to win. His orders were to make sure Randy did not. So that was it. But with that said, though, man, the way this match played out, it looked like Carmelo was going to be the one laying down, counting the lights. But instead, it was the other way around. Hayes got the win, so Carmelo Hayes, he's going off the Money in the Bank. Again, lot of, well, I didn't see that comings. Now, we also had another one. It was Grayson Waller, Andrade, and Kevin Owens. Again, the underdog win. Andrade wound up getting the win, which, big surprise. Like, okay, well, my money would have been on Kevin or Waller just because of the amount of TV time they were getting. Not because, just, yeah. So, with that said, that's pretty much everything that happened on SmackDown. So, with that said, let's get into this week's show. It starts out with Michael Cole and The Miz, with the camera on the commentators, Michael Cole and Miz. Now, they said Pat McAfee wasn't there. Now, yeah, listen, we're going to address that right here, right now. The Wyatt Six, S-I-C-K-S, for those who may not be fully aware, wound up messing with the lights and flickering a little on the Pat McAfee show. So, yeah. So Pat's not there for the moment. Miz did commentary for the first hour of the show, and then Michael Cole carried it by himself for the rest of the show. And I gotta tell you, I didn't mind it too much. Maybe it's just because I grew up watching Joey Styles doing commentary solo all for my childhood in ECW, but a one-man commentary booth doesn't bother me too much as long as the person that's doing it knows on how to properly tell the story right. Either way, as the camera is on Cole and Miz, Drew McIntyre walks past and then they're like, what, and turning their head away, and then they just look and see, and then Drew McIntyre said, first things first, he addressed, yeah, I know, I said I quit, but let's be honest, I was hot, it was emotions, but I'm here, and I refuse to leave. I am not going to leave until I make sure everyone understands what I mean about what I said about CM Punk. That man is a cancer. That man ruins locker rooms. And that man cost me my World Heavyweight Championship. Not once, but twice now. So, you want to, and then, I'm paraphrasing this, mind you. So then he basically looked and was like, Punk, you want to fuck around? You're going to find out. Because I'm putting myself in the Money in the Bank match, and I'm going to cash in that night. Because I know you're going to be at home, recovering. I know you are not going to be anywhere near Toronto. So, there is no way you can wind up stopping me from getting what is rightfully mine. Later on, we see Drew McIntyre arguing with Adam Pearce over it, and whether he is going to be in the Money in the Bank or not, I'm not sure, but we'll wait and see. Either way though, then we wind up seeing. So let's get into our first match of the night: Braun Strowman versus Ludwig Kaiser, and whoo, doggy. Braun was just wrecking Ludwig. You know, he was leading going into post break, and man, he was just beating him fierce. Excuse me, the throat's a little raw. But match came to an end in the DQ when out of nowhere Sheamus came out, boom, wound up attacking Ludwig, and then Braun, and then as he's hoisting up Ludwig up for a powerbomb, he's got him up. Next thing you know, Braun Breaker spears Sheamus, so he takes him out. Later on, we see Breaker arguing with Pierce because Breaker is getting tired of people interfering into his business. All he wants is a fair crack at the Intercontinental title. Sammy then says, you want a fair shot? How about this? Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship at Money in the Bank. Yeah, I like that. Pierce, did you hear that? Yeah, I heard it. And it's official. Which, again, WWE Shop, can we please get its official merch from Adam Pearce? Just have it's official on the chest, and on the back you could have it say Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce or something. Either way, now we're coming to another Women's Money in the Bank qualifier match. Watch and listen, folks, because like I said, I didn't see that one coming. We got Lara Valkyria, Kairi Sane, and Shayna Baszler, which, yeah. So this was good, solid action. I dug it. Kairi, she was pretty much leading the pace. She was leading the pace offensively. Like, she was throwing out the most shots on anyone. And I give mad credit on that because it was just like, wow. Like, wow. I was thoroughly impressed on that. Match came to an end, though, when Shayna wound up having the Karabuta clutch in on Lyra. Lyra then countered it into a pin, which, as the ref is counting, Kairi Sane, out of nowhere, boom, dropped the insane elbow. And then as that happened, the ref broke the count. Lyra broke the pinfall, scooped up Kairi, and then boom, hit her with the Nightwing for the 1, 2, 3. So your winner and advancing to the Money in the Bank, Lyra Valkyria. Next up, we got Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, and Chad Gable, who was very much so a surprise because given last week. Now, I didn't really go over it last week, but I'm going to address it now. Holy fuck. The Wyatt 6 debut. Holy fuck. That's all I got. It was wow. Wow. You got Nikki Cross as Sister Abigail. Eric Rowan as Ramblin' Rabbit. Dexter Loomis as Mercy the Buzzard. You got Joe Gacy as Huskus the Pig. Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy. Now, like I said before, it's the Wyatt 6, S-I-C-K-S. Now, there's 5 of them. Now, the 6th member is supposed to be Bray because it's Bray's legacy. So he's the legacy member, so to say. But when they debuted, the entire back was wrecked. It looked like something out of like a horror movie or a funhouse horror. Like if you were going through a horror house, like 13 Flights of Terror. And just, the place was demolished, wrecked, bodies laying everywhere. You saw Chad Gable with a giant bludgeon spot right at the side of his temple with blood pouring down. People thought he was either shot or like beaten or whatever. All Gable said was, no, I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about it. I'm not going to talk about what happened. And left it at that. Which plays very much so to, okay, we won't say nothing, dude. Let it be. But Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, Chad Gable, triple threat Money in the Bank qualifier. Now, I'm not going to lie. When Gable was not in there, I was very much so interested in seeing Braun and Bronson work, just because you got, again, it's the 2 big meaty men, big meaty chests, bumping meat. I still can't say that with a straight face. I'm sorry. But I was interested to see it, and you know, it was like they were making some money thuds. Like, ooh, damn. But Gable, oh wow. Excuse me. He nailed his assignment in this match. He did great in it. I absolutely loved it. You know, and Gable, he, just like with the video game, rise from your grave. That's what Gable did. He rose from his grave and just went straight out, assassin on everyone. Whenever he could. Now, at one point, Judgment Day came out. They isolated Braun, which took him out of the match. And as they took him out, Gable then wound up working on Bronson Reed, and then wound up hitting him with a moonsault for the 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Chad Gable, yay! And then, boom, boom, boom. Wyatt music plays. Smoke fills the ring. Gable looking all sorts of scared and tense. Then all you see is Sister Abigail crawl into the ring. Creep up near Gable, and Gable's just like, no, get the fuck away from me. Leaves. Next year you see Abby the Witch walk over to Michael Cole, who's just bought him at the announce table. We'll get to that in a bit. Drops a package for him, and then leaves. Cole, I have to do the joke, I'm legally obligated to. What's in the box? What's in the box? Well, what was in the box was an old VHS tape, which they did show, and it was Uncle Howdy interviewing Bo Dallas, and Bo talking about the pain and the suffering and the emotions that he felt losing his brother Bray. And again, just holy fuck. Because I don't know on how else to describe this except that. Just those two words, holy fuck. Like, how else can I? I mean, honest to goodness, folks, I wish we could put up a small clip right here to show everyone. Unfortunately, our legal department won't let us put it up. Otherwise, we'll wind up getting hit with copyright restrictions and then we run the risk of having the page shut down, and we're not going to run that risk because we want to please you all. We want to stay around for you guys for the long run. But either way, it was just, oh my God, wow. Wow. It was that good. So, yeah. Next up, we got women's tag action. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire going against K2, Caden Carter, and Katana Chance. Now, it was a fairly decent women's tag match with baby faces. They were leading into the commercial break and leading the post break. Match came to an end when the heels, they got the quick momentum out of nowhere, and then they hit their finish, which was Kaylee Ray doing the KLR, and then Isla grabbing and then doing a Russian leg sweep with it. You know? So, 1, 2, 3, and it was on Caden Carter, if memory best serves. Yeah. So next up, we got a grudge match right here. Kofi Kingston versus Karrion Kross, which both guys said, listen, you leave y'all's in the back, I'll leave mine in the back. Alright, let's do this one-on-one. So they're going at it. Fairly decent, you know. Fairly decent. It was a good match. Had a nice little bit of nice action. And then just as Kofi was picking up momentum, looking like he was sizing up, going for Trouble in Paradise. Next thing you know, we see on the Titantron, Paul Ellering yelling into the camera, Kofi! Kofi! Was this all worth it? Because then you see AOP beating the tar out of Xavier Woods, treating him like a punching bag. Boom, 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 boom. All the while Woods is screaming out, crying for help. Woods, what? That's my boy. I gotta get him. He goes to get him. Next, Kross, boom, slams, takes him down for the 1, 2, 3. That is it. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So. Now we come to main event of the night. Finn Balor and the human fucking Funko Pop JD McDonough going against Miz and R-Truth for their coveted WWE Tag Team Championships. And this match came to be because Liv Morgan has been buttering up the Judgment Day because she just wants to go and be the happy little homewrecker and ruin the family dynamic of of Dom and Mommy, and because she got all the Judgment Day, a PS5, and a big TV to play games on, and then loaded up Dom with a whole bunch of chicken nuggies, and then sent apparently some very spicy messages because once he got it, he looked at his phone, was like, whoa, guys, check this out. Holds it up like that for everyone to see. And you just see Carlito looking like, whoa, now that's cool. And all I could think is, what in God's good name did she send him? Yeah. But yeah. They do that, and then Priest is putting everyone in their place like, no, listen. This has got to stop. Because I guarantee Rhea is going to go ape shit if and when she gets back. I'm sorry, I was trying to paraphrase and I said that wrong. She is going to go ape shit when she gets back. So, yeah. This ends now. And then Liv goes out to the ring saying, Dom, if you won't to me, I'll come to you. And then Zelina comes out, starts bitching and yelling at Liv because saying, you're just going... Basically, she was saying, you're just going out there hoeing yourself and getting shit while I'm trying to work my ass off and getting nowhere, and I'm getting pissed the fuck off over it. She starts getting into Liv's... She starts getting all up on Liv. Dom tries to go and play Peacemaker, break it up. It ain't going nowhere. Ray comes out to save Zelina, who's... since they're LWO, he goes to break them up, and then Dom just, boom, goes and shoves Ray, and then just walks off, and all I can think is, listen, I know they don't see eye to eye, and that's okay. That's okay, I get that. However, he just helped you out there in a very, very rough situation. You don't have to thank him, but you can at least just let him go. That one time. Give him a freebie. But either way. Then Liv winds up walking around in the back, has a conversation with R-Truth. I'm trying to think of ways to show on Dom on how I appreciate him. Well, and then Truth winds up giving her some ideas and then says, you know what? I think I can. I'm going to talk to Adam Pearce. I think I'm going to try and convince him to give Finn Balor and JD a tag title match against the tag champs. Truth, you think you could help me with that? She's out crazying R-Truth's crazy. Which, fuck! Yeah, you out crazied R-Truth's crazy. How the fuck do you do that shit? But, does that. Truth's like, oh yeah, I can help with that. I don't know if you know this, but I'm one half of the WWE World Tag Team Champions. Oh, you are? Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet of you to help me. Thanks. Oh, no problem. I do so love seeing love in the air. And yeah. And then you see Miz. After that happens, then Miz hops off commentary. But what? Truth? No, you can't just... What? And then you see Miz rip into Truth like, you can't do that. I was working commentary for the first hour. What the hell Yeah. So now here we are at the match. Excuse me. Miz and Truth, they're leading at the start with Finn and JD leading a post break with Truth being the punching bag, and it's a decent match. It was a good match, And Miz, he got the hot tag in, and Miz put on his motherfucking working shoes, And a lot of people give Miz a lot of shit, and whether it's well-deserved or not can be argued. And I will put my hand up and be the first to admit, I gave Miz a lot of balls for a long time. Until he stepped up and cut that promo on Bryan Danielson on Talking Smack about defending not just his wrestling style, but the way he carries himself in and out of the ring. How he carries himself and on how he works. So yeah, I give Miz mad props because he has put on his motherfucking working boots. And he has stepped up since then. And he put on his work shoes tonight and was going out at it. Excuse me. Now at one point, excuse me, throat's getting raw. At one point, easy for me to say, Dom came out, was trying to go and help run some interference. Braun Strowman came, spooked him away, same with Carlito. And then we wind up seeing Liv getting up on the apron, trying to distracting R-Truth. looking like, Truth, tag me, come on, we can get this, and Truth's just looking like, what? I can't tag you, girl, you're crazy, come on. It's like, oh, come on, man, give me a hug, aw, thanks for the hug. Turns her head over, sees the ref's not looking, boom, rings him up on the rope. Truth hits the rope, snaps, ugh! Next you know, Finn, boom, shotgun drop kick, goes up, hits him with the coup de grace for the 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Your winners and new WWE Tag Team Champions, Finn Balor and JD McDonough M. That is it for this week's show, folks. So, like I said at the beginning of the show, help me help you. We hit 300. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Take a snapshot showing you subbed. Tag me on Twitter at TimVicious with the snapshot. Your name will then be entered into a drawing. You win, you get a free t-shirt. All out of my own personal pocket. No cost to you. I will buy the shirt. I will pay for the postage. Easy peasy. No problems on your end. So, yeah. With that said, folks, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. We're a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of men, a whole lot of attractive women. We're in a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, thank you to whatamaneuver.net. Please go to there and support, help get some Vicious Rants merch to help support the show. We got t-shirts, tanks, women's tees, unisex tees, toddler tees, baby onesies, and long sleeves. Folks, it is the perfect gift for somebody you love, somebody you hate, or a gift, just a shirt to grab to give to Goodwill so you can hold on to your stuff. Make sure you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to us exclusively on Spotify where you also get Vicious Chats. Also, don't forget to follow these cool ass cats writing on the Twitter, DSB_IV, main event _net, the main event wrestling Twitter feed. Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday, D Dryer 1986. Folks, like I always tell you, love me great, you hate me.
Shut up and sit down.
Fuck yes.